The NBA draft is over, but you know what? NBA free agency is right around the corner. We're going to break down some winners and losers, but we're not done because the NBA offseason is wildly compact this year. So if you want more updates on everything going on around the association, hit that big red button and subscribe today. We're going to break down our top NBA draft winners and losers here in just a second, but today's video is presented by Manscaped. Head over to manscaped.com/chat and use promo, and that'll save you, by the way, 20% off, and it'll get you free shipping on all of their awesome products. That's manscaped.com/chat. We got 4 winners, 3 losers. Your first winner here, Jimmy, is the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah, hater Jimmy turned into, again, lover Jimmy tonight as I went with
Still
more
weird.
winners than losers, and the Grizzlies are the first ones who started the night off with pick number 40. And they traded their way into picks 30 and 35, only giving up 2 future first-rounders. And they got my guy, Desmond Bane, who's going to come in. 2 second-rounders in the future. Got a first-rounder and a second-rounder tonight in return. They go out and get my guy, Desmond Bane, at number 30.
You love him.
I love him more than a lot of people. And you know what? That's okay. I'm here to admit that. For all my Grizzly fans watching right now, you're welcome. For all my TCU fans watching right now, you're welcome. Desmond Bane was 16th on my board. He goes number 30 here to the Grizzlies. Can step in, contribute right away. One of the best top 3 shooters in this draft as he consistently shot 40% from 3 at TCU at
That's my guy,
high
man.
volume. Yeah, your
I
guy
love
too.
shooters, baby.
And the dude is built. Like he works out a lot. And then my other pick there, Xavier Tillman.
And Bane's not all glam muscles like you either.
Yeah, exactly. His are useful. Mine are just for show. But Xavier Tillman out of Michigan State comes in at 35, a guy that can contribute right away. A great defender. He's a little, he's not that good of an athlete, but that's okay because he makes up for it with his skill and his timing. He's kind of an Al Horford light. Maybe not the shooter Horford is quite yet, but he could get there eventually. So Grizzlies, big-time winner for me tonight.
Who is your number 1 NBA draft winner? Get your votes in here in the comment section. Is Memphis yours, Jimmy, or someone else later? Don't spoil it if it's someone later.
It's someone later.
Okay, we'll get to that pick. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's video. So if you get the ad break here on YouTube, scroll on down and let me know who your number 1 draft winner is. Next up, the San Antonio Spurs. They're actually my number 1 draft winner personally. Okay. I'm a big fan of Devin Vassell. He fits exactly what I want. I love the fact that they got it at number 11 for him.
Yeah, I like Devin Vassell as well. He's a defensive-minded guy. I heard one scout, I actually talked to a scout, and he was saying that he thinks he is a generational defender. And I was a little blown away by that.
I'm not even going to go that far.
A little blown away by that, but if that's true, then they got the ultimate steal with him at 11. Also, you get a Greg Popovich kind of guy in Trey Jones there at 41. I had Vassell ranked right at 11, and he was a perfect fit. I thought he was going to go a little bit higher. He didn't, and the Spurs get the guy they wanted. He can fit in right away with this team. He's also a great shooter, and I love what they did with Trey Jones at 41. He's a winner. He's a smart player. He's just a little undersized, and he's an older prospect. Those are the only 2 reasons he went lower than really some of the other point guards in this draft.
The Sacramento Kings are next up here. Are they your number 1 draft winner?
They're my number
the
1
Kings.
draft winner, which I did not expect to happen because the Kings have not done a lot right in recent history, but tonight they got it right. Their first pick in the draft at number 12 was Tyrese Halliburton out of Iowa State. One of the most, actually, I'll say it, the most NBA-ready prospect in that lottery. So I think he comes in, makes an impact on day 1, can play alongside De'Aaron Fox, or could be a backup to De'Aaron Fox if they really want him to be. And then both of their picks in the second round were steals for me. Robert Woodard is a guy who didn't get to prove himself all that much at Mississippi State. If the motor is there, the game is there for Robert Woodard. Not always a consistent shooter, but he's got it coming along. He also is a freak athlete with a great wingspan. He's got all the intangibles you want. And then Jamice Ramsey at Tech at 43, at a first-round grade on him. He's a great shooter. He's also a guy that can handle the ball a little bit. Defensively, not there, but you took 2 good defenders in Halliburton and Robert Woodard. They also picked up 2 second-round picks. Kings.
It's fun. Wow. Hater Jimmy being lover Jimmy. We'll get to some hating picks here in a little bit. But we're wearing our Manscaped shirts today because they are the presenting sponsor of today's show. Go get the perfect package at manscaped.com/chat. You'll get 20% off and free shipping. You'll get what you see there. The most comfortable boxers you own. the travel case as well, by the way, super comfortable. You'll get the Lawnmower 3.0, ball toner, ball deodorant, because, you know, you don't want it to smell that bad down there, especially if you had maybe a long day at the office or at the gym or whatever. It's manscaped.com/chat. 20% off and free shipping on all of their products, including the Perfect Package. Go check them out. Well, again, 20% off and free shipping. All right, wrapping up our winners here, the Dallas Mavericks, Jimmy.
Such a great night for the Dallas Mavericks. A team that usually doesn't put a lot of emphasis on the draft actually went out and acquired an extra draft pick tonight and didn't trade away a single one, not even a future draft pick. So they stayed at 18. They took a guy that filled a need at Josh Green. Now, when they took that, I will admit, I wasn't in love with the pick because Sadiq Bey and Desmond Bane were still on the board, but it was a guy who does what they needed him to do. Then 31 is where they hit the home run for me by taking Tyrell Terry out of Stanford. He fills a need as a secondary playmaker. He fills a need as a shooter now that there's no Seth Curry. And they pick up pick number 36, in which they took Tyler Bey, who can defend either forward position or centers potentially at the NBA with his wingspan and his versatility. Oh, by the way, they also go out and get Josh Richardson, who's 27 years old, comes in, plays the defensive wing role. Sending Seth Curry out hurts, but what they did tonight, getting defenders, 3 defenders and an elite shooter in Tyrell Terry, they did what they had to do.
We're going to dive into some losers here in just a second. I'll try and wake up hater Jimmy, who was pretty nice during our NBA draft grades.
I'm waking up.
Who do you guys think is the biggest NBA draft loser this year? Let us know what you guys think in the comments section.
Now, you know who wasn't a draft loser? Chat Sports being
There
number
you
one
go.
on the internet. But my number one loser is the Phoenix Suns. They had
I'm
the
on
number,
board with this one.
Yeah, I think you are. They had the number 10 pick in the draft this year. And I thought that was a big-time win that they got to hold on to it because Chris Paul, they got him without sending this out, and then they went out and used it on a guy in Jalen Smith, a guy who there were plenty of big men available if you needed a power forward like a Precious Achiuwa. They didn't get one. There were plenty of wings available like Devin Vassell, and they didn't get one. And
he'd
so
have been a great
instead,
fit
it would
for
have been
them.
perfect. And so they go out and get a guy who I like, Jalen Smith. I liked him at the end of the first round, though.
He's
not
26th
top 10.
on the board.
Yeah, I'm not taking Jalen Smith top 10. He's a kind of a pick and pop player. He fills a need for them per se because, you know, he kind of is a power forward. They don't really have a true power forward right now. He's a good defender, but that's really it. And then they didn't have a second-round pick, so you couldn't even make up for a poor pick in Jalen Smith. The only reason they don't get an F for me is because Jalen Smith does fill a need as a power forward. But, yeah, not happy with Jalen Smith to Phoenix at 10.
Now, you mentioned we were the most watched NBA draft stream on YouTube this year. Be honest with us, guys. How many of the 60 picks did you guys watch? We, of course, broke down all 60. How many did you watch? Did you bail after the first round? Did you have a second-round pick and then you bailed? Let us know in the comments section how many of those 60 picks this year you guys actually watched. The Utah Jazz are next up here, mostly because you did not like what they did in round 1, Jimmy.
That's really the only reason they're a loser for me is taking Udoka Azubuike out of Kansas with the 27th overall pick. Azubuike is not made for the modern-day NBA. He is a solid old-school big man, and they don't last long in today's NBA. Now, he had a great test. He had an NBA Combine test. He did great.
He tanked his own standing reach. He increased his vert by 9.5 inches from last year to this year. His standing reach, though, dropped by 3.5.
Yeah,
suspicious.
So Tom is very suspicious of that, and he can't shoot worth a lick. Now, I liked Elijah Hughes in the second round, but Azubuike using a first-round pick on him, I had him 50th on my board. Not happy with him going there at 27.
All right, so the Jazz there are a loser. We disagreed on the final loser here, at least a little bit. You were super nice this year. I pushed hard for the Oklahoma City Thunder, so blame me on this one here.
Hater Tom.
This comes down to their number 17th overall pick. Now, we'll get into Teo Maladone, an elite name, Vit Krejci here in a second. I don't like going with Aleksej Pokusevski, and I know he fits for the Thunder. He's a long-term prospect. This dude is 7 feet tall, and I am unconvinced he even weighs 200 pounds. How? You can't do that. I know he's young. I know, Giannis kind of did it. Okay, different players. I don't think this works. You can pitch me on it again here. I don't want to take a 7-footer who looks like he's made of nothing but skin and bones. There's no muscle on his body.
I get it. Listen, I totally understand, and that's always been the big question mark with Pokusevski. That's why he wasn't a top 10 pick, was because of that frame. But he's a 7-footer that handles like a guard and protects the rim like a center.
Not in the
and
NBA at that
shoots
size.
like a wing. So I like that pick.
He's got to add 40 pounds, man.
I actually had a Thunder friend text me and say, we basically just drafted the next Jokic. I said, you'd have to eat like 4 Pokusevskis
No
to become
way.
Jokic. You're wrong there. But I like him. Okay, so Thunder fans, Hater Tom hates Poku. I like him. I didn't love the Maladon and the Vit Krejci pick at 37.
Your 91st player or whatever.
I don't think he will ever see the NBA. Teo Maladon will see the NBA, and he's kind of a fun prospect, but I'm not super excited about either of those picks. I like Pokusevski, though. but-
I know he's a different type of player. I'm thinking of Bruno Caboclo here. Where
Okay.
he's 2 years away from being 2 years away.
That's very fair. I will say that's fair. That's a fair assessment.
All right.
So that's Tom's final loser. He goes with the Thunder. A lot of winners, a lot of losers. Let us know who your winners and losers are in the comment section of today's video.